All right, we are live on YouTube, youtube.com/@Candlestick Chronicles Podcast, or just search Candlestick Chronicles on YouTube to find us. Hello. If you're already watching, that was for the people listening on the podcast. If you're watching, hello. You obviously know where to find us. If you're here, subscribe, please. If you have not already, hit that little notification bell so you get notified when we go live. That would be tight. Appreciate you. The 49ers beat the Cardinals by a million. 40... God, what was I just lost the final score. I clicked away from it. 41-22 was our final score in a bizarre game where I want to focus on the positives first, but I'm not doing backflips about the 49ers because they beat this Arizona Cardinals team by 3 touchdowns. But for the most this offensively, I'm sorry, let me start with where I was trying to get was offensively, this is what they're going to need though. Today was the kind of offensive performance that they're going to need moving forward if they're going to A, make the playoffs, and B, be competitive in the playoffs.
Totally agree. I thought when you're integrating Brock Purdy back into the mix, this was a nice game for that, right? Mm-hmm. Like if this was the way the Niners defense is, and it's just not very good right now, particularly the pass rush. Like they were playing from ahead the whole game. The Cardinals are passing it a ton. Couldn't even get a single sack today. But yeah, like in terms of the formula is the offense has to be top 10 to elite for them to win games against good teams. And the defense just has to do just barely enough. Mm-hmm. But when you go against the Arizona Cardinals and they commit 75 penalties for 1,785 yards, it becomes a lot easier. When you're starting all these drives at midfield, or even in Cardinals territory because of special teams, missed field goals, whatever it is. Like that's the type of game where you're giving Brock Purdy a runway to come back and get his rhythm. Mm-hmm. And I think that's ultimately a good thing. Was it the best Brock Purdy we've ever seen? No. Mm-hmm. Was it encouraging? Yeah, I think so. I think it was encouraging.
Definitely.
It wasn't discouraging. It wasn't like the Jaguars game. And I think
it's the best he's looked all year.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll give you that. I still think his game in Seattle. No, I still think highly of week 1 in Seattle. Just because you lose George Kittle early in that game.
That's true.
You come back
Jennings.
and win. I know and Juwan Jennings. I know he threw a couple picks, but I was in that game. Brock Purdy answered that question: like, can he do it when the chips are down, or is he just a product of the weapons around him? So I still think he, winning. And again, Seattle's really good. Winning in Seattle has proven to be a really important thing for this team. But today it was kind of like when you need to see your starting quarterback just look good for a couple series in the preseason. Mm-hmm. You're like, all right, he's in rhythm. He looks fine. He doesn't need to play. Like, that's kind of what this game felt like. It was like, all right, Brock Purdy hasn't played for a while. Can he just get his rhythm? Can he make some nice throws? Can he run the offense? I honestly thought the most impressive thing he did was check out of whatever the play was. And then whatever he checked into was the first long touchdown to George Kittle. Mm-hmm. And that was just like, okay, this is the different level of offense. It was Brock Purdy recognizing something in the defense, knowing what play to check to, and then throwing a deep ball for a touchdown. Mac Jones played well, but there are just certain elements of the offense that the 49ers lacked with Mac Jones at quarterback. And I think that was an example of it. Just because Brock knows the offense more because he's been in it longer. And the deep ball. I think he just throws a better deep ball, and the 49ers are a more explosive offense with Brock Purdy under center. And I think that was an example of that. So it was probably a B+ performance from Brock. I don't think anyone should be doing backflips, but that Arizona team is bad, and you beat them on the road by multiple scores, and you're 4-1 in the division. That's a pretty good place to be.
I think you saw pretty quickly, and some of the numbers are a little bit skewed because the 49ers touchdown drives were by yards 170, 47, 14, and 45 because they got a couple of good kick returns. They got a couple of interceptions. Like they did the things they needed to do to win this game by a bunch of points. And then Arizona shot themselves in the foot continually, but we'll talk about that in a bit. It was funny to me because you and I talked about the downfield passing stuff. And I said, I wonder if that's going to be more Ricky Pearsall related than Brock Purdy related. And on the first drive, he had Juwan Jennings for 25 and Kittle for 30. And it was the 49ers' longest touchdown pass since week 2, when Juwan Jennings had that 42-yarder. And I believe it was the 49ers' longest touchdown by air yards of the year on Purdy's first game in his first game back. And we talked about the differences between Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. And I think they were really evident this week, where there's just a different command that Brock Purdy has of the offense, the movement inside the pocket, the movement getting out of the pocket. He's just the ceiling is just so much higher with their offense. The offense looks so much more, not elastic. That's not the right word, but it just, you can see that all three levels of the passing game are open, and the defense has more dynamic. Yeah. The defense just has to defend more space when Brock Purdy's the quarterback. And so I'm not expecting them to hang up 40 every week. Just because, like I said, they were pretty fortuitous in some of their short fields this week, but I do expect them to pretty regularly, especially against a team like Carolina, against a team like Tennessee. I think that the Colts defense is not, it's fine, but that's a team I think he can score 30 on. And I saw enough from Brock Purdy in that group today to think that they can hit that goal of 30 a game.
The way Arizona played today, that team deserved to lose by multiple scores on their home field.
God, they sucked, man. Holy smokes. Their quarterback completed 47 fucking passes for 452 yards, and they lost by 19 in a game that wasn't that close. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Great point. Shout out to Oxnard.
Yeah, like I think the 49ers were fortunate in who their opponent was today. But again, this is a ramp up. Like this is what they needed to do. Do I think if this game was at the Rams, do I think the 49ers with that performance, particularly defensively, do I think they go there and win? I don't know. It'd be really, really difficult because the Rams, like when the Rams came to Levi's last week, they did not make any mistakes, right? They were very fundamentally sound. They didn't commit any penalties, and the Rams are just a really good football team, evident by leading the division, beating the Seahawks at home today. Like the Rams are a force, and that's the difference between the Rams and the Cardinals right now. And the 49ers are somewhere in between. Like, they're not bad. They're not a bad team, particularly on offense. They might be a bad team on defense. But if the formula is score 30 plus, maybe get a turnover or two, maybe get a big play on special teams or two, then yeah, you could win games in the NFL. Like any given week, you can beat a good team potentially with that formula. Is it ideal? No, but that's just where they are from an injury perspective. They just don't have that balance offensively to defensively without Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. So their margin for error gets way smaller, and they just have to play a super clean game. They played a pretty clean game today against a team that is dealing with a ton of injuries and then committed just a shit ton of penalties. And the Niners did what they should have done today. Yeah,
man, I agree. And I think too, I wonder what the version of this game looks like, because I think the 49ers are going to win this game regardless. Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, and the offense just kind of had that vibe that they were going to get whatever they wanted against Arizona, or whatever they needed against Arizona.
Yeah.
But I do think it's worth noting that on Arizona's final 4 possessions, Brissett threw an interception from the 49ers 27. They're approaching the red zone. They fumbled at the goal line on a sick play by Upton Stout. And then they scored 2 touchdowns. So this is still like, that's why I said I'm not doing it. Like the defense made some plays today. 2 interceptions, a miracle. Holy crap. 3 takeaways in a game. a miracle. Like that's if they start getting some turnover luck to go their way, I feel a little different about their ability to win in a playoff game.
Totally.
But I still think when it comes to what their ceiling is, because that's kind of what I'm looking for. I think this is a playoff team. I think they're gonna win at least 2 of their next 3, if not all 3. I think they're gonna punch their ticket to the postseason, and from there, who knows? Like it's all matchups, right? But I'm just looking for things like, okay, does anything change their ceiling for me? And today didn't. Like they handled business. That was great, but they had a 60-yard touchdown called back. They had the fumble at the goal line. They had another penalty where it was on the blocked field goal that went in, which is a hilarious thing to happen to the 49ers. Where I think it was on a Trey McBride got the ball like inside the 5, and there was a penalty that moved him back. And there were a lot of things that Arizona did today where they either scored or should have scored touchdowns, where like something wonky happened, something just not sustainable or reliable happened. And that's the thing that I can't shake. Like, yeah, they kicked the crap out of them, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a downer. They won by 1 million points and controlled the game for 4 quarters. Like that's what they needed to do, and they did it.
Yeah, it wasn't a game that changes the way you think about the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's totally reasonable, but I think a double-digit win on the road against a division opponent is always good.
No doubt.
And you would certainly take that over like a nail biter. Like if that game went down to the wire and it was like a 1-score game, we would basically just be on this podcast being like, this team,
1,000%.
yeah, that was a win, but holy shit, that this team is not any good.
1,000%.
So for them to get, you get a couple touchdowns from George Kittle, you get Kyle Shanahan scheming up some nice stuff for Christian McCaffrey. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for out of this team. And then I think what you want to look for going forward is like, can they level up? Like, can Brock like play at a really high level against a good defense? And we're probably not going to see it for a few weeks, but week 17 against Seattle, if that game is meaningful, like, can the 49ers prove that they can hang with a really good team, right? Going to Indianapolis, like if Indianapolis is still playing well, like that's going to be a really difficult test. The opportunities are there for the Niners to level up and play well and maybe build some confidence going into the playoffs. But today didn't really give me that feeling. It was just like, all right, they kind of did what they needed to do, which, like I'm giving Brock Purdy a little bit of grace. And this is not to say that he was bad, but again, I'm treating this like sort of a preseason ramp up game for him because of just the circumstances going against that particular Arizona team. And he just needs to keep continuing to get better if the 49ers are going to have, I mean, really the only thing I'm looking for is like this season's like, can the 49ers surprise somebody in a playoff game? Can the 49ers go to Detroit, Philadelphia, Seattle, Green Bay, Tampa? Like, can they go to one of those team stadiums in January and surprise one of those teams and steal a playoff game? Right now, I don't think so. I think if they were to play one of those teams, it would look a lot like last week against the Rams. Can they level up and get to a point where they could? I think they could, but they're not there yet, and that's what I want to see over this second half of the season.
The biggest concern for me after today, because I thought the offense again, I think it was, in fact, I know it was. I'm not going to say I think. I know our guy Josh Dubow tweeted out some of the like statistical. How lopsided this game was statistically. The Cardinals went 6.9 yards per play to 5.4 for the 49ers. The Cardinals ran 71 plays to 52 for the 49ers. 488 total yards for the Cardinals to 281 for the 49ers. The Cardinals one time of possession, 34 minutes and 15 seconds to 25-45. Like it's so easy to look at those numbers and keep your train of thought. And I forget what I was saying. It was about the nope, don't remember what I was saying. Can't remember. That's embarrassing. Love doing live shows. That's cool.
So speaking of Josh's who are friends of the pod, Josh Weinfuss, who covers the I hope I said his last name right. He covers the Cardinals for ESPN. He tweeted out that the Cardinals outgained the 49ers by 207 yards, the worst yardage differential for any winning team this season. Teams who outgained their opponent by 200 plus yards had been 14-0 this year. Now it's 14-1.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and as our buddy Nick Wagner pointed out, who did a great job on our podcast, if any of the viewers or listeners didn't check out Nick, go back and find him on there. But he pointed out that it was evened out basically by the Niners being plus 115 in penalty yards and plus 3 in takeaways. That's how that happens.
Right. Yeah, and the other so this is what I was getting to. I think the offense is better than the stats say. This is where I was going with this. It's not like the Niners offense was terrible and they only had 281 yards. Like, no, they had a bunch of short fields. And that's just kind of what, when you start the game with a 1 play, 1 yard touchdown drive, like that just by itself is going to warp time of possession, plays run, yards per play, all that jazz. Anyways, the thing that does stick out to me though, I'm going to be so interested to see and this is something I don't know that the 49ers are going to be able to change. The offense, I agree with you. They can lock in, they can be better. The numbers can be different and look better. The turnover stuff, maybe that's luck based. Maybe they start generating some turnovers because that's just not a sticky stat. The inability to pressure the quarterback is such a massive problem. I can't wait to see what Jacoby Brissett's pressure rate was on 57 dropbacks today. He dropped back 57 times. How many times do you think the 49ers got pressure on him? I can remember like 4.
Yeah, it's a low number. Their pressures hits, like it's not good. So.
Yeah, that's just, and when you bring up the postseason and any of those teams they go see in the playoffs, like, man, I just don't. If you, based on how things are shaking out right now, if you're the 7 seed, you're going to Philly or LA. No, I don't see it. If you get up to the 6 seed, you're going to Chicago or Tampa Bay or Seattle. Chicago fine. I don't know why I said Chicago, but Tampa Bay or Seattle. I think Tampa Bay or Seattle is a tough spot for a team that can't rush a quarterback.
I would not want to go back to Seattle in a playoff game.
Same.
Personally, I think there was such an element for the Rams game. Like, you read some of the coverage from, people who cover the Rams after they beat the 49ers down last week. That was a get back game. Like, that was like the Rams were pissed after losing that Thursday night game.
Yeah, they were.
And that was definitely like a factor in the way they played when they went to Levi's Stadium last week. I feel like there would probably be a similar feeling if the 49ers went to Seattle in a playoff game. I would want to avoid that. Although they will play.
That's it.
They will play week 17. So
yeah, it depends on how that game goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's so far ahead. The Niners aren't even in a playoff spot right now. They're the 8 seed currently.
That's crazy.
Although I think if the Lions finish off this loss, I don't have the game on, so that game might already be over. No,
it's inside 2 minutes.
9. Inside. If the Lions lose, I believe the 49ers will be up to the 7 seed. Because the Lions will be 6-4.
Yeah.
But anyways. We can cross that bridge when we get to it. So yeah, man, I thought Nick I thought overall it was, you get 2 touchdowns from George Kittle, who became the 3rd 49er ever with 500 catches and 50 touchdowns. He joins Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens. Christian McCaffrey looked great. Christian McCaffrey got a 20-yard run. That's a big deal. Look at him go. How do you feel about Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey and everybody being in the game as late as they were?
I don't love it, but
I get it because of what happened in Detroit in 2021. Sorry.
particularly when the Niners defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah, man. Like you put in Mac Jones or Brian Robinson or whoever, and because if you take Brock Purdy out, you got to take everybody else out. Like that's such a bad look if you just take out the quarterback.
Yeah.
And so Brian Robinson fumbles and it gets returned for a touchdown, and then they get an onside kick, and then their defense can't get a stop, and they score in 4 plays. And all of a sudden it's like a 1-possession game. Like it just, I don't know. There was like 7.5 minutes left, and I saw people clamoring for the backups to be in. And I get like most teams would probably do that, and I understand the reasoning behind it, and I don't hate it. I'm just trying to get into why Kyle Shanahan wouldn't have his backups in, and that's what I think the reasoning is.
I think the worst thing that could happen in a game like that really is like you pull your guys and then the game gets close and then you have to put your starters back in.
Which is what happened in Detroit.
Right. Which is very different than like, oh, you're losing by 3 touchdowns. Just take your guys out. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Right. When you're winning, like you do need to finish the game and seal the victory. So like, is it ideal? Of course not. But that's just kind of what happens when you have a defense in the current condition as the 49ers right now. Like that's just what it is. So yeah, like you do not want to give Christian McCaffrey all those extra touches, but you don't really have a choice.
Right.
I would say. So not super concerned about it. You know what I'm also not at all concerned about?
I would guess it is your current fall and winter apparel.
It is absolutely. Shout out to our guys at Lamb Chops. sglambchops.com is the website. Spent some time with Craig and Jordan in Minnesota these past
I heard
few
sounds
days.
like a good time.
It was a great time. They got
Cool.
some stuff. They got some ideas cooking, and so I'm excited to see what happens and with them and Lamb Chops. But the fall line is out. sglambchops.com is the website, as I mentioned. Promo code Candlestick20 will save 20% off your order. And of course, they have the Candlestick Chronicles merchandise, t-shirts and hoodies. It's just great stuff. And I encourage everybody to check it out. It's been selling. Shipments are going out. So we're super excited to partner with them on the merchandise. Again, the hoodies, the shirts, it's just all amazing stuff. sglambchops.com is the website. Promo code Candlestick20. Lamb Chops, join the herd.
Yeah. Let's talk about Prize Picks.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old, so keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Did you make a lineup today, Kyle?
Boy, did I. And big shout out to Brian Robinson for keeping those legs churning late in this game, because I did a 3-player flex play. And I had Trey McBride with more than 76.5 receiving yards. That was easy work. He had 115. Never really in doubt. Felt really good about that one. I had Brian Robinson on a demon play, more than 19.5 rushing yards. He finished with 24 thanks to his last couple of carries. Nice. Christian McCaffrey, more than 18.5 rushing attempts, though, did not get there. He finished with 13. So I got 2 out of 3. Got my money back thanks to the flex play option. The way that game started, the Christian McCaffrey touchdown off the rip, the Niners go up 13-0. I was like, oh man, we might get blowout city here, where McCaffrey carries it a bunch early because they're able to run it, and then Brian Robinson gets the late carries, and and Arizona's gonna have to throw it a ton. Big game for Trey McBride. I felt so good after the 98-yard kick return by Sky Moore, and alas, fell just short.
That will happen, but we will be back at it next week. Make sure you download the Prize Picks app today and use code Candlestick to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code Candlestick to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Hey, the special team stuff in this game was insane. I felt like I was having a fever dream.
It was like the Sky Moore thing happens, and then you're like, oh man, this is unbelievable. Brant Boyer just getting it done.
Right.
And then they give up the long punt return.
Yep.
And then it's a roller coaster. It is
Extra point.
The
Extra point blocked for the second consecutive week.
mm-hmm.
Another point after missed, flat out missed. The fourth one he's missed this year, Eddie Pinheiro. Man, it just the long punt return, but then Arizona missed a long field goal, and then they gave up a couple of big kick returns. It's just a nightmare for both special teams coaches, it felt like.
Calais Campbell blocks one, but he only did it because at the end of the first half, because he hits John Meeks.
Right.
And then the Niners it was like a 60-yarder, wasn't it? And then they get another attempt.
Yeah, 62-yarder blocked.
And he drills it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It just, what a weird ass game. Also, Eddie Pinheiro is hurt now.
Yeah, hamstring injury.
Which is honestly the injury that I'm not sure the 49ers are able to withstand at this point. Like, are we getting to the point? Are we getting to the point where we're just going full circle with the Niners injuries? Like, they're going to be so hurt that they actually get better. Like, it's horseshoe theory, right?
Well, that's kind of what happened. I mean, they got better at kicker, but it wasn't because of injury. It was just because they needed to cut Jake Moody.
Right. I don't think they'll be re-signing Jake Moody off of the Bears practice squad for next week's game.
God, that would be so fun.
I don't think that's an option that's on the table.
What was the name of the other kicker they had in camp?
Greg Joseph.
Greg Joseph. Is he available?
Boy, I hope so.
It's probably Greg Joseph.
Call somebody but dude, every good kicker is in like the CFL or bagging groceries right now. Go scout the local Safeway or Vons or whatever. I don't care.
Is that your advice?
Do that. Call the CFL and be like, hey, CFL, got any kickers laying around? That's what I would do.
Just call the commissioner's office.
Yeah. Commish. Got any kickers available?
Where are your kickers? Yeah, we'll see. Kyle Shanahan will offer an update in his Monday press conference tomorrow.
I just can't imagine a hamstring injury is good for a kicker, given the like nature of the injury.
Do you think we're gonna see Brandon Ayuk at all this season?
No, I don't. When Kyle Shanahan, when I think we talked about this on the pod, when he was asked a couple of weeks ago, like, hey, are you ever going to open his window? And he said, these aren't his exact words, but what he said to me read like, or I heard it like him saying, well, yeah, we'll open his window. Don't know if he's going to play, but his window will probably open. Was kind of the vibe I got. Like, they're going to do the thing where they open his window. He practices for 3 weeks and then he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's just very much on the table. And I don't know if I don't know why, but it's just a very sketchy thing to me.
I'm with you. Do you remember hearing rumors about the 49ers wanting to move up to 8 in the draft where Carolina was picking?
Yes.
My theory on that, because I don't think they wanted to do it for like Kelvin Banks.
Okay, well,
the offensive lineman who went to New Orleans from Texas.
They did say, again, whether this is true or not, I don't know. John Lynch did say they were trying to move up for Michael Williams. But he could have been lying. So what's your theory? Assuming that John Lynch is a no good, dirty scallywag liar.
Could they have wanted to move up to 8 to get Ted McMillan? The Arizona receiver.
No. I mean, could yes, but I don't think they would have.
I don't know.
I think if wide receiver was that much of a priority for them, they wouldn't have used a 4th-round pick on a player who's a healthy scratch.
But
because you got to make sure you get
they often use
Kendrick
4th
Bourne
round
in
picks.
uniform.
They often use 4th round picks on players who are healthy scratches, though.
Sure. Hey, speaking of which, shout out to Nick Martin.
Sam linebacker, Nick
yeah,
Martin.
Made 6 tackles. The
drew
world
the holding
didn't end.
penalty.
Yup.
Drew the holding penalty on the touchdown, which, I mean, frankly, he didn't set the best edge on that. That's probably why he hasn't gotten much work at Sam linebacker, because he doesn't scream edge setter to me.
Sure.
But he did get lucky in getting that holding call against that tight end who had a really rough day for the Cardinals.
Here's my question for you though. Would you say that Luke Gifford does scream edge setter?
If we were to have an edge setting contest, I would say Luke Gifford would probably win said contest.
Okay, what if we had a literally doing anything else on the football field contest?
That's probably where Nick Martin gets the edge. Although Luke Gifford was good on teams today.
Yeah, that's where he is.
I mean, special teams.
Yeah, I know. That's where he should be.
Yeah.
A good special teams guy.
Yeah.
I don't need 25 Luke Gifford snaps a game trying to cover a running back. That's embarrassing. No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does except maybe the Rams offense.
Mm-hmm.
Are you wearing a Sacramento Zoo shirt?
Yeah.
That's great stuff.
Shout out to the Sacramento Zoo. It's a good spot. Nice walking spot.
Sitting tight in Land Park.
Yeah, man, you know.
People thought they were going Elk Grove, but nope. Didn't happen.
No.
Well,
vibes are up in Land Park, many say.
I like Land Park.
Me too. Good area.
Shout out to Land Park. If anybody listening lives in Land Park, I very much like your neighborhood. Do you want to talk Spurs Kings?
Not even a small amount. I had to do it for 2 hours tomorrow on my show on ESPN 1320.
Oh yeah, you don't want to spoil that.
No, I can't. No, I've got dude locked and loaded. I want to make sure that we covered all my takeaways from the game today because I had a lot of them.
Okay.
I believe I had 10 takeaways. Oh, they haven't published it.
10?
That's why I can't find them. Yeah, 10 takeaways. I actually did this really brilliant little headline trick that I'm hoping works out for me. I called it 10 things that mattered.
Nice.
I've Brock Purdy's return. 40
check.
points. 49ers still the 8th seed in the postseason picture. Christian McCaffrey's 20-yard run. I think that's notable because it's their first one of the year. That's a big deal. I also don't know if it's a coincidence that they get a 20-yard run when George Kittle is on the field and Brock Purdy is back and Arizona actually has to defend the entire field. George Kittle. Here's a fun one.
Wait. Real quick. We have breaking news.
Oh, okay. Go on.
You had mentioned the 49ers were the 8th seed. It's a good thing you have not published because Detroit did in fact lose and the Niners are in fact in the 7th seed.
Oh, shoot. Okay, we got to wrap up this pod before 9:15 when this post goes live.
Okay. we will do
that. Let's see. What was the other one? Oh, okay. This is a fun George Kittle stat. He went 6 for 6 today, 6 catches on 6 targets. Over his last 3 games, he is 19 for 19. And since week 8, he finished week 8 with two catches on 2 targets to end the game. He has caught 21 consecutive targets for 204 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Good little player.
That's a decent player. Good guy to get the ball to. Ricky Pearsall didn't do a lot today. He played a lot. He was on the field a lot, but one catch on 3 targets for no yards. I'm not concerned at all.
I'm not either, and I think that's when I talk about the 49ers offense leveling up. It's like when Ricky Pearsall's cooking and George Kittle's cooking and Christian McCaffrey's cooking, that's a different level of this offense.
I agree.
because usually it's just like one pass. It's Christian McCaffrey's always cooking. He's just a perpetual cooker. And then then it's like, oh, Kendrick Bourne has a big game, or oh, Juwan Jennings has a big game, or oh, Kittle has a big game. It's never multiple of those guys, but there's a level where they could get to where like, oh, Pearsall's playing really well, Kittle's playing really well in addition to CMC. And that's how the 49ers, I think, become significantly more dangerous.
Yes. Because there's a domino effect there too.
Yeah.
Where if Brock Purdy is playing well, it means George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings are all playing well. And if that loosens things up where the run game can get going, like now that's a much better version of the 49ers.
Yeah. More takeaways.
I think we've covered the rest of them. The other one was the 3 takeaways or the 2 interceptions, all the wild special team stuff, Nick Martin's debut, and then Jacoby Brissett going 47-57 in an NFL football game. That's an absurd number. That's an NFL record for completions in a game.
Is it?
Yes.
47 completions is the most completions ever in an
yes.
in an NFL
yes,
game?
dog.
That's one, that's crazy.
we-
2, that also sounds low to me. I feel like it should be
45 was the previous record.
Yeah, that's crazy. What Brock have? Like 18?
19.
19?
Jacoby Brissett completed almost double Brock's attempts.
Yeah,
the 49ers leader in targets was 6, which is shared by George Kittle, Juwan Jennings, and Christian McCaffrey. Nobody else had more than 2. The Cardinals had 4 dudes with 6 or more targets. Michael Wilson, the wide receiver, had 18 targets. Trey McBride had 11 targets. Jacoby Brissett targeted those 2 players more times than Brock Purdy threw passes.
15 of 18 for 185 for Michael Wilson is insane.
Hey, and guess who started to win fantasy this week? Come on. Come on. Let's go.
He's good. I like Michael Wilson. He's good.
Yeah, good player. Shout out Stanford guy. He's a Stanford guy. I feel good about that.
Are we worried about Tatum Bethune?
Yeah, when Kyle Shanahan says he doesn't know if it's a high ankle, that's never great.
So would you rather have Curtis Robinson be your mic, or would you rather just say, hey, D Winters, you're the mic now? And play like Nick Martin.
This is a thing that, like, I know that the right thing to do on a podcast is to just have a take. But I'm just trying to be honest and self-aware. That's a level of football stuff that I don't know. And I would rather Nick Martin play. Like, I want to see the 3rd round pick on the field. Yeah. But if the Mike linebacker spot is just so daunting that unless you've been working out at that spot since the offseason, you're just not going to be able to step in and do it, then obviously Curtis Robinson should do it. But if it's something that, like, D Winters knows the defense, so D Winters is going to slide over to the mic and Nick Martin, you're going to play the will, and that's just what it's going to be, then do that instead. But if it's one of those things like, hey, there's no way in a week, even with the extra day playing on Monday, that somebody is going to get the position down as well as Curtis Robinson has it down, then I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the will in some ways feels like the sidekick, and the mic is like the orchestrator.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the teacher and the TA almost.
Sure.
Like, it's asking a lot to have the TA teach the class.
Yeah, it's like the golfer and the caddy.
Sure, there you go.
Just start making other comparisons.
Like maybe the backup golfer is better than having the caddy play.
Sure.
I don't know.
The backup
but yeah,
golfer,
like
yeah.
I
classic.
the classic golfer in reserve. Yeah, that's I'm kind of
Scotty Scheffler's just like, I'm not feeling it today. Bring out Dan.
Yeah, you'd much rather play Dan than the caddy.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's impossible for us to know like who's better at calling the defense, getting guys lined up. Like that's such an important thing that Fred Warner is so elite at, and people probably overlook it because of just how skilled he is as a linebacker, just like
Mhm.
physically. Um, I'll always think Fred Warner's like what happens between his ears pre and post snap is just like at a completely different level than any other linebacker I can even remember, even compared to like Patrick Wilson, Navarro Bowman.
Mhm.
Like Fred plays the linebacker level at like this genius level. I don't know that you can just stick D Winters there because he's a starter and just say, all right, you're calling the defense now. I do think there's an element of like, well, Curtis Robinson has been calling the defense with, albeit the second and third string, whatever. But yeah, he's probably more equipped. But I'm also with you. Like, I'm kind of intrigued by what a D Winters, Nick Martin linebacker group could look like.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if D Winters can be a Mike linebacker.
Yeah, I don't either. Like I think he could physically. I don't think there's something keeping him from playing that position outside of I don't know if he knows what the assignments are, how to line up the defense or whatever it may be. It's
Or
going to
if
be
like
interesting to watch though.
is there a scenario where like you give Jason Pinnock the green dot and like he's calling the defense from safety? Like that's happened before. I wouldn't expect that, but that's happened before.
So you'd play Pinnock over Mustafa or Brown.
I don't know. Pinnock's playing a lot. Was he like the big nickel today?
Mm-hmm. He's on the
Yeah.
field a lot.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, speaking of, hey, shout out to Marquise Siegel, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He came up with a pass breakup against Trey McBride late on the 2-point conversion. And that's just notable to me. Anytime a rookie makes a play, he also overran a bunch of plays and missed a couple tackles, which is not great. But the pass breakup against Trey McBride is good.
Yeah. I gotta admit, I'm running on fumes.
Hell yeah. I don't think I've got anything else. I don't think
Okay.
at least not right now. Kyle Shanahan will talk tomorrow. We'll get injury updates from him. And then typically we'll do another show on Tuesday.
I think on this podcast, I was the 49ers defense completely unable to get pressure on the quarterback. And you were Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy in the offense, scoring 40 plus. And just carrying
Well,
me.
no, you gave me a lot of short fields. So
I appreciate you.
Do we need a backup podcaster?
I don't know if anybody knows the calls.
No, that's just facts.
But yeah. Check my Twitter feed if you want some Kings Spurs coverage.
Yeah, got that exclusivo with De'Aaron Fox. Look at you go.
Yeah, a little one-on-one, Big J journalism.
Yeah, I love that
Talking
for
to
you.
The former King. Yeah.
Nice.
We love San Antonio.
I don't think Mac Jones gets the $100,000 incentive for playing today. I think he has to start the game and the 49ers have to win.
Well, Mac Jones has made himself a lot of money this year, I think.
Yeah, he's doing okay. That's going to be an interesting offseason conversation.
There has to be a team that would be willing to give the 49ers a second round pick, I think.
Like I think first or second round is as low as they'd go.
Yeah.
A second round is as low as they would go.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
Yeah, if it's a 30, I think you probably just keep him. Like if that's the best offer you get.
Yeah, we can, like I said,
second. Yeah.
The conversation will change based on how this season ends, but yeah. It's just gone.
I also wonder if. Go ahead.
It's just gone from after he won a game, it was like, oh, hey, maybe you can get a 5th or 6th for him to, hey, I don't know if you can trade this guy. It's become too valuable.
No, you might have to trade him if someone's giving you a second.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then just go sign Kirk Cousins.
Would you trade Mac Jones for JJ McCarthy straight across?
JJ McCarthy's in year 2 of his rookie deal.
Yeah. And he stinks. I watched a lot of JJ McCarthy today. Not impressed.
Oh man, I have so many thoughts. You know how much I love former Michigan Wolverines, especially ones from that era.
I love this. One hard no, one hard yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
That means this is a good question.
Yep.
I can't wait to bust out that question on the radio tomorrow.
JJ McCarthy. I mean,
I just don't feel great if you're struggling with Kevin O'Connell.
That's the point. Yeah.
I think world of as a coach. You can't figure it out with him. Ugh.
Yeah. I think that is the point, because there are a lot of similarities in the offense, and I think the way both those coaches look at quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's surprising that there's a lot of crossover in terms of quarterbacks that they've had.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not a JJ McCarthy guy.
Me neither.
As you could probably imagine.
Especially after it has nothing to do with where he went to school. I just don't think he's an effective NFL quarterback.
Oh, it has so much. It has so much to do with where he went to school.
Okay, so Mikey Sanders still then today with a big muff punt in Madrid. Tough day for Michigan Wolverines.
Win a championship, get accused of credibly cheating, drop your appeal of the penalties for cheating, and then all these dudes who went to the pros, like, I don't even know who the best one is. Like, when Ohio State's won national championships and they have a bunch of first round picks, it's like star, all pro, star, pro bowler, like a lot of good players. I think it's pretty clear that was a fraudulent ass Michigan national championship team.
I knew you had it in you to reach back and throw 100 one more time on the pod. Yeah, man. Niners win. They needed it. No, they did. This was the game, honestly, in this little 4-game stretch with Arizona, Carolina, Cleveland, and then Tennessee after the bye week. This is the one, if we were ranking them in order of like, okay, which ones are going to be the toughest, I think this would have probably been number 1 for me. Just really? Because Arizona, yeah, and it's largely vibes based.
Oh, I think going to Cleveland is the one.
Arizona's a really tough place to play. The offense did what I thought their offense would do. They just turned it over a bunch and had 17 penalties, and it turned into a rout, which is great for San Francisco. But yeah, Cleveland's up there too. Short week, got to go to Cleveland, got to face Jim Schwartz. Their offense is just so bad that I would put them behind Arizona. And then I have no idea what to make of Carolina.
Did they play today, Carolina?
Yeah, they beat the Falcons in overtime. And Bryce Young threw for 430 yards or something.
That's weird.
Dude, I don't...
On the road, at least.
Yeah, on the road, they... let's see, Bryce Young threw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's insane.
So Carolina now...
Did Michael Penix get hurt?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, 6 of 14 for 48 yards. Maybe the Niners aren't going to have Kirk Cousins be their backup quarterback.
He stinks. Yeah. So here's what's weird. So Carolina loses their first 2 games to Jacksonville and Arizona. Then they beat Atlanta 30-0. Then they get blown out by the Patriots 42-13. Then they win 3 games in a row. They beat the Dolphins by 3, the Cowboys by 3, and the Jets by 7. Then they lose by 31 to Buffalo. Then they beat the Packers in Green Bay. Then they lose at home to the Saints by 10. And then they go on the road and they beat the Falcons in overtime. Like, what the hell is this football team? I have no idea. That might be the hardest game or the easiest game left on the Niners schedule. Couldn't tell you.
Well, it sounds like they're the classic like trick or treat team. And maybe getting them off of a big overtime win is like right where you want them.
Maybe. And that's what happened to the Saints. They go in, beat the Packers on the road 16-13. They come home, they lose to the Saints by 10. Maybe. But the Niners are The Niners are very, very capable of going 4-0 in this stretch. And I think if they do that, they will be inside track to a playoff spot where they may not even need to win any more games to get there.
Yeah, if they win both their games before the bye, I think that's huge. I do think that Cleveland game is going to be really difficult. Who knows what the weather is going to be like? I know their offense stinks, but for whatever reason, their defense is like only good in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Browns on the road are just like an average defense, but at home they're like one of the best defenses in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock Purdy tends to struggle when the weather's bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be tough. But yeah, of course, like we're taking it week by week.
Obviously, not overlooking Carolina. Don't think for a minute we're overlooking the Panthers.
That's all I got, man.
Same. 49ers in the playoffs as of now as the number 7 seed in the National Football Conference.
The Rams, the number 2 seed, they would be the 3rd game of the season.
Hard to beat a team twice.
But even if they have to go to LA, I don't know if you've heard this.
Mm-mm.
Some people call SoFi Stadium for Niners Rams games Levi's South. Because of the number of 49ers fans who go to those games.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing people say? I've not noticed that a lot of Niner fans go.
Some people will post pictures on social media of like all the red in the stands, and it in fact looks like a 49ers home game.
Okay, but it's not like the Rams have to like go on silent count, because surely there'd be a bunch of like stories and quotes about that.
Well, here's the thing, Kyle. Sometimes they do.
What? I'm joking, everyone. Oh, that's just a filthy casual. I don't care what they think. I'm joking. Thank you. I'm glad somebody understands me. Can I say, I'm looking at the standings right now. Can I say 2 wild ass things that jump out at me?
Sure. And then for real, I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, it is super late where you are. And you have an early flight. Philadelphia's strength of victory is 513.
Which means what to you?
That's a lot. That's a really high number. That's the highest number in the conference by like a lot. Check that. The Giants' strength of victory is 714 because they're 1-7 and their only win is against the Eagles.
The Rams are at 506.
The Rams are at 506. The Bears, here's the other thing that jumps out to me. 279. The Bears have beat the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Saints, the Bengals, the Giants, and the Vikings.
The Bears are probably the 9th.
My headphones just die. My headphones might have just died. That's embarrassing. Love live shows. Well, that's so sick.
I will say it. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to say it just for the listeners / viewers. The Bears are probably the 9th best team in the NFC, yet somehow they occupy the 3 seed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Can you wrap up this pod? Because I can't hear you.
Okay. We will talk about the Chicago Bears and how fraudulent they are in a later episode. Until then, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And we will talk to you later. See ya.
Shout out to Al Roker.